Donc en fait, j'ai la chance, d'une part, ici en qualité de président, puisque je succède à la tête du groupe Laser à Hugues Cartier, qui a fait un énorme travail que nous n'oublierons pas depuis 3 années. Donc je succède à Hugues Cartier en tant que président et j'ai la chance de commencer mes fonctions en recevant 2 personnes que j'adore et 2 personnes qui vraiment ont été des clés de voûte de ce congrès. Hans Lobach, qui est le président de l'European Society for Laser and Dermatology, donc l'ESLD, et Jeffrey Dover, qui était notre invité d'honneur et qui a apporté dans ce congrès toute son expérience, tout son humour, et également toute son honnêteté. Il nous a fait une présentation de près d'1 heure de très grande qualité et vraiment, je voudrais remercier ces 2 présidents, mais aussi ces 2 conférenciers qui ont été de très grande qualité aujourd'hui. Donc, je vais quand même poser une question d'abord à Jeffrey Dover, qui a fait donc une longue communication. Un des points clés de ce congrès était le traitement des radiodermites, qui est un point souvent négligé dans le suivi des patients. Et donc, nous avons développé les radiodermites. Nous travaillons avec Hans Lobach, qui va revenir sur ce point au sein de l'European Society for Laser and Dermatology. Jeffrey, qui est installé à Boston, qui a beaucoup travaillé, qui travaille beaucoup, qui est très impliqué au sein de l'American Society for Laser and Medicine and Surgery, donc la SMLS. Comment aux États-Unis est perçue cette problématique donc, des radiodermites? Est-ce qu'il y a des actions? Et est-ce qu'éventuellement vous verriez des actions possibles à faire en synergie avec ce que nous faisons en Europe? Donc sur les radiodermites chroniques.
Bon, félicitations, Monsieur le Président, et bonjour à tout le monde. C'est mon plaisir d'être ici. And thank you very much for this lovely honor with Hans and Jean-Michel. As a past president of ASLMS, we have lots of opportunities of working nationally and internationally to advance the specialty of laser medicine and also energy-based devices, and working together with the group, French group, and also with the European Laser Society, I think we can make huge inroads and make a big difference in people's lives. Hans?
I think it's a common project. It's a mission of every physician to advance medicine, to make people aware of not only diseases but also treatments that are available, and unfortunately not really put in the forefront of our mind at the moment, just because of lack of awareness. And I think it will be great if we can actually mount an international campaign with all the societies involved. It would be a great honor actually to have ASLMS help us with that as well. We try to establish it in Europe already. We try to establish it in different countries. We work with several European laser societies already together, especially strongly with the French laser group. And I want to thank you again, Jean-Michel, and also Hugues again for this opportunity to start this campaign together today. And I hope we'll have a successful campaign for the next 2 years.
Merci, mais je voudrais surtout vous remercier parce que je pense que nous avons lancé cette campagne. Hans Lobach est à l'origine, donc européenne, mais donc je voudrais... Et après, on va repasser la parole à Hans, mais je voudrais savoir, Dover, Jeffrey, est-ce qu'aux États-Unis, vous avez l'impression qu'il y a ce problème de méconnaissance, de mauvaise connaissance des traitements possibles des radiodermites par les médecins oncologues, comme nous l'avons en Europe. Et donc d'ailleurs, nous allons essayer de remédier à ça en informant les médecins oncologues. Donc avez-vous ces problèmes?
Jean-Michel, I'm glad you brought that up. In fact, Hans is going to talk to us about chronic radiodermatitis and even acute radiodermatitis and the opportunities we have. In America, medicine is in silos. Oncologists take care of cancer. Dermatologists take care of skin disease. Radiotherapists do radiation therapy. What we need to do is communicate better at home and better abroad. So by being here today and hearing Hans talk to us about the ability to treat chronic radiodermatitis with a variety of lasers, especially the pulse dye laser, but the fact that most patients don't know it can be done, most oncologists probably don't know it can be done, bad combination, the dermatologists have a tool that works, but the doctors and the patient who take care of that condition don't actually realize it exists. What we need to do is first communicate to them, probably as an outreach to patients, but also to the medical oncologists who do the long-term following of the patients treated by the radiation therapists who induce the problem. It's a lifelong problem, as you said. It's just increasing in numbers, and we have a treatment which works effectively. Perhaps that would be a great way for us to start this dialogue.
I think it's especially opportunity for laser societies who are open to physicians of other specialties. And the EASLD just opened up 4 months ago to specialties other than dermatology to actually give also those physicians like oncologists and radiotherapists a place to exchange and a place to communicate about laser medicine. ASLM has been doing that for ever. Basically, they were created with that intention. And I think our lack of awareness is mostly due to a lack of communication. And by having these tools, the societies that give us a communication tool, we can actually increase awareness. And the more we are working on it, the better it is. And I think there are a lot of ways to work on the awareness of chronic radiation dermatitis.
Now, it's interesting, Hans, that you addressed the issue of chronic radiation dermatitis in the session we had this morning. I followed with a keynote address, and during it, I spoke about our ability to improve scars, especially contracted scars, but how burn surgeons, for the most part, are using age-old techniques of excision of these burn scars as opposed to Z-plasties for relaxation and lasers for softening of the scars. And this is another area we can work together. And by being in the same forum together, we both learn what each other is doing. Now I can bring this home to America, you can bring it to the European group. But those are two perfect ideas or areas where we can collaborate with education to patients, education to doctors in other specialties, which will help to promote laser surgery, I think, worldwide.
I think it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. It's the physician who treats the patient is very satisfied because of the satisfying treatment. The patient is ecstatic about it because they are getting rid of a mark of the cancer treatment that they don't like to carry around for their whole life. And then actually society is improving as well because we're advancing medicine. I think there's nobody who will lose in this battle. Just an interesting subject about it is basically the reimbursement of that disease, laser treatment of that disease. It's very particular if you look at different countries. The French have a really great public healthcare system where this treatment can be reimbursed by health insurance. I know in the United States it's a little bit different. You might have some codes to actually be reimbursed or not. I don't know if chronic radiation dermatitis falls into. I know in Switzerland there's no way people can be reimbursed for that. So this is something we should address later on, but I think it's most important is that we actually make people aware that there's a treatment and then to tackle the reimbursement issue afterwards.
So once we have patients aware and oncologists aware, and they both buy in, then a code for reimbursement would be the next step. But it would be, to do it the other way around will not work because we need to get the people involved.
We need to get the pressure on the road. Right?
And the oncologists, they're the ones with the authority to actually help to pass through a code to get reimbursement.
Peut-être, je voudrais dire aux dermatologistes français qui vont nous regarder que donc les deux gros points forts, je crois, de ce congrès, en particulier, c'était on a largement développé toutes les technologies de laser vasculaire avec les multiples indications des lasers vasculaires en allant vraiment au fond des choses. Donc on a vu les radiodermites. Jeffrey Dover également, dans son exposé, a longuement insisté sur le traitement des cicatrices et du rôle clé du dermatologue auprès du chirurgien et la synergie qu'on doit trouver entre les chirurgiens et les dermatologues pour la prise en charge des cicatrices. Mais il y a eu beaucoup d'autres sujets développés. Et donc je voudrais demander peut-être à Jeffrey et après à Hans, si vous deviez retenir quelques points que vous souhaitez vraiment laisser en dehors bien sûr de ces deux sujets, donc les deux sujets radiodermites et par exemple cicatrices, dans tout ce qui a été dit, Jeffrey, dans tout ce que tu as présenté aujourd'hui, parce que c'était extrêmement riche, est-ce que tu voudrais mettre en avant quelques points que le dermatologue français doit connaître dans sa pratique des lasers? Et là, tu as une carte blanche.
Well, we covered a lot of territory, and to keep it brief, we talked about how fractional laser resurfacing has really revolutionized the way we treat skin disease. We treat acne scarring with it, we treat photoaging with it and wrinkles, we treat dyspigmentation with it. What's new is the treatment of scars and potentially enhancement of other treatments such as drug delivery. So we talked about those two areas. One is using fractional ablative or non-ablative lasers, either in conjunction with pulsed dye laser or alone, to treat contractured scars, burn scars. And the results are quite compelling. We showed one patient who had fallen. She had a hypertrophic scar of her lip. She was treated with fractional ablative resurfacing, followed by drizzling 40 milligrams per milligram of Kenalog over the top, and some intralesional injections, and her scar was virtually gone after a series of 3 or 4 treatments. We also showed some bad contracted scars that had been treated with the traditional manner of excision, slow serial excision, and slowly but surely, while the scar went away, the rest of the face became disfigured. And using new models that Dr. O'Donnell in Boston is using and trying to promote around the world is to use, instead of serial excisions, using Z-plasties to remove some of the contracture, and then fractional ablative resurfacing with pulse dye laser to soften the scars. And in fact, he showed you can do this without removing the scar, but softening the scar and without any physical change to the rest of the face while the scar is being removed. So to me, that's a huge advance in laser therapy. Hans?
I absolutely agree. I think there's definitely several key areas where we are advancing medicine at the moment really dramatically, and we need to make sure that we're not advancing it for just our little niche of medicine, but we rather communicate to the outside world. That means to the outside specialists as well, because otherwise they lose track of what we are doing, and we'll have the same fight again in 20 years. Let's convince the plastic surgeons that we do something pretty well for the last 20 years. So rather than looking back at it, I think we should be proactive and immediately go ahead and communicate those treatments. Because Jean-Michel Mazer, he did a beautiful study in the beginning of 2000 about chronic radiation dermatitis, where he treated over 150 patients with a pulse dye laser for vascular lesions of chronic radiation dermatitis. The results were astonishing. There was no bad side effects, just a regular purpura as expected, and very well tolerated treatment. Patients were happy about the treatment. They all go out and recommend it. And since 15 years, this field hasn't moved. So this was one of the, because talking to Jean-Michel aussi, it was one of the reasons why I decided we need to do something. We need to have a public awareness campaign. And this we're going to do now for 1.5 years, till the EADV in 2017, which will be in Geneva. We'll be happy if you could join us at this celebration, because we will invite everybody who was involved in this campaign, and it will be great actually to implicate as many people from our field as we can to make sure that our word gets heard. Because if one of us speaks, I don't think we will be heard, but if we all speak together about the same subject, I think we'll be able to advance.
Bien, donc je crois que je vais être obligé de conclure. Je crois qu'en effet, on a devant nous beaucoup de travail en termes d'études à faire, d'informations à faire auprès de nos confrères, apprendre à mieux travailler, à plus informer nos confrères chirurgiens, nos confrères radiothérapeutes, nos confrères oncologistes, il s'agit donc de radiodermites, de cicatrices. Surtout, ce que je voudrais pour conclure, c'est remercier d'une part Hans Lebach pour son implication dans ce travail sur les radiodermites, également dans le rapprochement qu'il a entamé entre le SDLD, le groupe Laser et d'autres sociétés qui, à notre avis, va être très profitable à tous. Et je voudrais aussi remercier Jeffrey Dever qui est donc venu de Boston. Je connaissais la qualité de ses présentations et je vais dire que vraiment nous avons été extrêmement heureux de le recevoir, et je voudrais le remercier vraiment énormément, car je crois que beaucoup ici ont été impressionnés par la qualité de ses présentations. Merci.
Merci bien.
Thank you.